At that point, I grabbed a small flashlight that I carried in my clothes. I managed to get it on, but I realized that my left arm wouldn't work. And I realized then I couldn't take a full breath. I could only get about a quarter of a breath in. So I thought, I'm going to have to feel my way out. I can't see. I'm not real sure why I can't see, because I've got a flashlight turned on, but I can't see. So I put the flashlight in my mouth, and I began to crawl across the floor, knowing basically which way I need to go to get out. You know, just a mental picture of how the rig's laid out. I've worked there for, 2+ years. I've got a real good idea of where everything's at. I remember thinking to myself that, this is bad. This is really, really, really bad. And I've got to get outside or I'm going to die. And I know I've got 2 doors between me and outside. So I make it to the next fire door, and I'm on my hands and knees crawling. As I got to the next door, it exploded and took me, the door, and slid me about 35 feet backwards again and planted me up against another wall. At that point, I actually got angry. I was mad at the doors. I was mad that these fire doors that are supposed to protect me are hurting me. These fire doors are trying to kill me. At that point, I made a decision. I'm going to get outside. I may die out there, but I'm going to get outside. So I made my way back up the hallway. There were 2 bodies that I assumed they were dead. They weren't moving. They were in my way to get to oxygen. And when I grab and shake them, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I get no response. I assume they're dead, and I crawl over them. I make my way across a floor that's no longer there. And it had about a 3-foot false floor, and all the tiles were missing. All the ceiling was laying down where the tiles were supposed to be. Consoles and computer stations are not where I'm feeling for them. They're not where they're supposed to be. They're just not there. But I can see a small bit of light straight ahead. So I crawl across the gridwork of the floor and make my way to that opening where I see the light. And sure enough, it's the outside watertight door. I made it out the door, and I thought to myself, I've accomplished what I set out to accomplish. I made it outside. At least now I can breathe. I may die out here, but I can breathe.